you're selling drugs. You know, because if I say I'm selling cards, I'm not. I'm lying. I'm really just selling drugs. My driver's working overtime today, though. He likes that extra paycheck. He or she, I'm sorry. I don't give anything away. He or she likes the paycheck. Boy, did Charles knock a banger out today. It's the one I've been waiting for. It's the second one I've been waiting for. I'm really excited about this one. The response to these newest two songs should be splendiferous. Scrumtralescent! I've used hamtralescent as a line in a song before. I don't want to completely copy. Hamtralescent. I always wonder who actually put up all the little bits and pieces in each song. Because it's a lot more than just the surface level stuff. So do you pick it up? Do you get it all? Do you catch all the little metaphors and all the connections and all the double and triple entendres? I doubt it. I'd love to see it though. I'd love to see like somebody break it down. I've seen him do it before with Eminem songs and shit. I saw this white dude who's good at rapping music, something, I don't know. But he broke down Eminem's Kill Shot. The one he did for MGK. And he was just, and then he also did Alfred's theme. Alfred's theme is crazy, man. Alfred's theme is crazy. Your Y-O-U-R. Always interesting. People don't know they're yours. Oh shit, I'm about to go the old way. I forgot that it's changed. I know I speak real shit. Why, thank you. Your attitude sure has changed from earlier. What happened? I'll tell you that the video earlier was amazing. There are videos that even I do that I'm amazed by. And the whole Pentagon thing is just fucking shocking. It really is. It's like, I've been thinking about what you said. Oh yeah? Well, at least it's working. As long as people are thinking, that's all that really matters. I'm actually telling the truth, man. What would be the point of lying? Lying is too easy to expose. Right? You just end up looking like a fucking idiot. And the thing is, there's no need to lie. The real truth is so fascinating. There's no need to lie. Figured that out a while ago. Reading the news every day and realizing like this is scarier than anything. It's like I just woke up to reality. If you're telling the truth, man, it's probably one of the biggest compliments I've ever had, so thank you. You should go get your free download, www.the-bilderberg, BILDERBERG-group.com. again, if you're telling the truth, it takes a real person, not man, real person, to admit they're wrong. So, I appreciate it. Like I say, how can anyone prove that God isn't working through me? Can't. I mean, I don't believe so. I don't want to get that misconstrued or anything. I don't want anybody thinking that's what I'm saying. Oh, God's working through me. No. Wow, that was almost a bad accident. That was fucking weird. But it's you know, I'm not saying God's working through me or anything like that, but you can't prove God isn't. If you believe in God, then you can't prove God isn't. I'm thoroughly impressed. Like I said, if you're real, you're not just fucking around, man. It's impressive. It takes a lot of people aren't capable of doing that. Especially when it's like a reality shattering, or at least it has to do with your fundamental bullshit. People aren't real comfortable with letting shit go. I worked there for a long time. Up things you were saying, and I realized my parents are brainwashing me. Your parents are brainwashed. Your parents are doing what they think is best. They're not malicious or evil or anything like that. They're just dumb people. And what people often, your parents are called mom and dad to you and super duper special, and you spent many years of your life thinking they were, because moms know everything, shit like that, But the reality is they're just Tom and Susie. To everyone else on the street, they're just dumb people. To everyone else in the world, they're just some more dumb people who think they know this or think they know that, but it's really just a bunch of dumb people walking around. It's really fucking crazy. And what would be awesome is if you could help your parents see the truth. They're not gonna listen to you because you're their kid, and it's really hard for parents to listen to kids, but to their kids especially. It's just about waking people up. There's these crazy ass illusions that are just everywhere. Illusions and delusions. Like it's just arrogant bullshit everywhere you look. And people are so arrogant that they don't want to acknowledge their own arrogance. People are so arrogant they don't want to think they're arrogant and they're being foolish. They want to think that they're, they're seeing the truth, and it's just strange. It's a strange thing. They've been trying to censor my whole life, and they've been using religion to do that. Yeah? How old are you? That's what they do. But again, it's what was done to them. You know, the hardest thing is to see your parents just like, they're not special. They're just regular people. They might even be dumb. You know, your parents might be dumbasses. Doesn't mean you don't love them. It just, you know, it helps with the understanding and the 15 and you're in the Bible Belt. Damn, son. You've got a difficult journey ahead of you. But, you know, at 15, it's great to see that somebody would be 15 and be thinking these things. And, you know, that's progress. That's the next generation of you know, I hope the Jews are paying attention, right? I hope you guys understand that the next generation of kids is not going to be willing slaves like everybody else has. And I think they already know that. You know, you have to, the key is asking people to explain themselves. If you can explain why you're a Christian, well, then that'll make sense to you. But once you try to explain it and you can't, that's a really hard thing to do. That's why I had to come back to your channel, because it's like, you hook me up to something that I've never seen before. I guess you would say, well, that's, as I said, that's a pretty big compliment if it's true. At this point, I have such a hard time trusting anybody on here. You know, you see what happens on my feed. But if it's good, you should wake up. Like, you know, what's worse than staying asleep forever? And I know you'll have that drive to try to fix your parents, but you can't. Until they want to see it, they won't see it. It's how it is for everyone and everything. Until people want to see the truth, they're going to be blind to it. They're not even going to want to hear it. You know, you have to be... And imagine, like, you're 15, right? And you only have 15 years of that bullshit. Imagine being 30 or 40 and it's all you've known. It's all you've been given. Oh, you motherfucker. He's in a fucking 2-door Audi sports car and he's driving like a grandma. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's some Jewish girl. It's funny. I don't want to enlist. Oh my God, no. No. The last thing you want to do is go fight and die for Israeli wars. And the thing is, there's sort of two deaths that happen. You could either physically die, which is terrible, or you subconsciously die. And the goodness in you is beaten out of you and taken from you. The PTSD that comes from war and service is not worth it. It's not worth it at all. And they can't make you enlist. At the same time, dude, you better fucking do good in school, man. You know, one of the reasons why I'm so good at this is because I know both sides. It's one thing to know, you know, to think you know the conspiracy side or whatever. But that's why I use the sources. That's why I use Wikipedia like I do. Because I like using what they want me to know. I don't want to be the conspiracy theory guy. That's just, it has like built-in excuses for people not to pay attention. But when you use their stuff, when you get your information from their sources, it's really hard for people to ignore it and you know, just discard what you're saying. Not to mention, if you want to live a decent life, you need to do well in school. Or you just need to be really skilled at something. But school always helps. Whether it's just getting a business degree or anything, like, it doesn't matter. That whole, you're 15, right now is such a scary time. The thought of them, you know, instituting a draft is so scary. My dad was in the service for 20 years plus. He's retired and he's pushing me, and that's why I'm in ROTC. You're in a tough spot, dude. You are in a tough spot. Because you absolutely have a brainwashed father. And that sucks. That sucks. I know you love him and you don't want to disappoint him and all that shit. I get it. Sometimes you have to. You know, you have to be you. You can't just go, I'm going to go possibly kill brown people because my dad wants me to. I might lose you guys here. I want college, but he wants military. Well, that's nuts. It sucks. The problem is, too, again, if you're being serious, your toothpaste is already out of the fucking tube. At this point, there's literally nothing they could do to make you go back to thinking the way you were. That's the problem with truth, is once you see it, it's all you see. You can't just tell yourself, oh well, you know, oh well. Israel, yeah, Israel, God's chosen people, yeah, well, yeah, okay, I guess I'll go put my life on the line because they want more. It's a tough spot. Your dad's gonna be mad at me. But you know what? You could always tell him to come on the feed. Have the conversation. Maybe he can Porsche, Audi, Land Rover, like I'm in a rich area right now. One of the richest areas in the country. What should I do? You should do what makes you happy, man. I can't tell you what to do. Your life is yours. I'm not somebody whose life is worth emulating, that's for damn sure. Wow. You want to do whatever the fuck that guy did or does. Holy shit stains. Did you see that shit? Good lord. Here's another one. These houses out here are just unfucking real. What do all these people do for a living? You need to be happy, dude. You need to do what makes you happy. And if you don't have that drive to kill people inside you, the military is not for you. I might get kicked out if I told him, he can't kick you out. You're 15. You he's legally responsible for you until you're 18. Now, I mean, again, he's probably going to make it tough for you. Jesus Christ. Look at this shit. Wish I knew the stories behind some of these houses. Why it took me this way. It's weird. The Bible says shit like, you gotta honor thy mother and father. But what if your mother and father are wrong? You know, I get it. It really does come down to, like, you know, let's be realistic here. Like, if you can convince me that I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. That's so simple. I'm not being difficult. Just show me what I'm wrong about, and then I'll agree, and we can move forward from there. But until you can show me what I'm wrong about, I'm not just going to believe you because you say so. I mean, I have a 15-year-old, man. I can't imagine some guy on the YouTube telling my kid what to do. Like, it's not appropriate. You should listen to your parents for the most part, but I mean, shit like military service, that's something altogether different. Look at that. Holy shit, look at that fucking castle. That's actually new too. It's not even Tartarian. Like I say, I'm not the one to be emulating. I'm totally unsuccessful. You emulate me, you're going to walk a very difficult road. Nobody is there's a reason why there's no truthers like me. Because all of them push, you know, the narrative one way or another. And I just don't know what to say. I just want to say you did change my life for the better. I just have to find a way to change, I guess, but I promise I will always be true to myself, like you. Seriously, dude. You're like warming my heart. At the same time, I feel bad for you, but it's tough. It's tough to be in this situation where I'm in. It's tough to question things like that, to not believe anything. Because that's the truth. I don't believe anything. And I am very honest. That is very true. It's really what it comes down to, man. Honesty. You have to be honest with yourself, with your life, with the information you take in, who you want to be, what you want to do. Like, you have to be honest. Otherwise, you're going to be miserable. And then the fucked up part is sometimes you're still miserable. But what you see a lot of the time too is like, you see the people with money. Right? You see the people that have the money, have the cars, have the this, have the that, and yet their lives are full of fucking problems. They're miserable, they're suicidal, they're broken in so many ways, and it's hard because sometimes people like me, how do you be, how can you have everything? How can you have all the money? How can you have this? How can you have that? And you're miserable. But it's everywhere, right? It literally is just everywhere. There are so many people who are just miserable pieces of shit. And they have it all. And it's because they're not honest with themselves. It's because they're, like, I don't believe people are depressed. I mean, I guess you can be depressed. I get, like, yes. You can get yourself to the point where you're a useless piece of shit and it makes you depressed. I get that. But, like, I think most of the time what's called depression, especially from a clinical standpoint, is really anger. You're angry. You're pissed off. But because of the world we live in, you're not allowed to express that anger. You're not allowed to be pissed off. And that's really unfair. And it creates crazy. It creates depression. It creates, it just makes you fucked up. If money was the real key to it, then, rich people wouldn't be committing suicide and shit all the time. But they do. And it's because they're not happy. They're not true to themselves. Like, how do you be happy knowing that you support an organization that is constantly caught raping children? How does that work? How do you reconcile that in your own head? I just wanted to man up and come tell you I was wrong, and I want to have to go because he gets something. I'm sorry, dude. Sounds like you might be in a worse situation than you're willing to talk about, and I hope not. Nobody should fear their father. I don't want my kids to fear me. I don't want them doing anything because they fear me. Fear disappointing is one thing, but fear me physically, I don't want that. And I hope you're not in that sort of situation. That sucks. Go get your free download. Don't forget the free download. www.the-bilderberg-group.com. If it's not in the description on this video, it's in the description of the previous videos. And it'll be in the description of this video after the fact. The music is a good way to get through things. When you can't just sit here and listen to some dumbass yammer. The music is different. And it talks about a lot of this shit. All this shit. All my songs are about what matters. None of it is about dumb shit. That guy has an ice cream shirt. That's interesting. She looks pissed. Man, what a weird video this turned out to be. Talk about unexpected. Definitely didn't expect to have a 15-year-old, of all things, come on here and acknowledge that they learned something from my feed. That's really fucking cool. That's what it's about. I wish I didn't have to check the not made for kids boxes, because I believe my videos are absolutely for kids. Kids should be hearing these things. If anybody, kids should be hearing these things, Parents, you should be teaching your kids these things. It's such a crazy, such a crazy dynamic. My dad wants me to it's not like he's like pushing you to be a doctor or something like that. He's pushing you into a situation where it causes severe PTSD in so many situations. How could it not? How could killing a bunch of innocent brown people not fuck up your whole head? Wow. I remember 9/11 and It must have been like 2005, 2004, when I was like 2004, 2005 maybe, 2004. Yeah, I don't know, but I just remember like I was in a doctor's office, and I was reading. I remember one of them. I was reading the like top under 30, maybe richest under 30, or I don't remember exactly what it was per se. One of the articles was the under 30 article, the under millionaires under 30, or most powerful people under 30, or something like that. And then the other one was like a 9/11 propaganda patriotism kind of an article. And I remember like sort of being like, I don't have any chance of making this list of under 30 list. I'd like to believe I can. I was only 24 or something at the time, 24, 25. Now I could make it to that list, but it's not looking so good. And I'd been writing, but I hadn't really found my voice yet, or my thing yet. And computers were new. Like, computers totally changed everything. The ability to find a Charles out in Germany, like, are you kidding me? And he's so fucking talented, and he's so good, and he's so prolific like me. If his bills were paid and his life was how it should be, we would produce a song every week at least. And more than likely it'd be more than that. Multiple songs per week. But like, I remember feeling like, buying the propaganda. Jaden, what's up, dude? Buying that we were attacked, and they hate our freedom. I remember like it affecting me, and I think more than anything, it was the stories of those who lost their lives. That sympathy story. And I just remember like thinking, I got a year or two left of eligibility. Maybe I should really consider joining. And it was fleeting, and it was ridiculous. I mean, I was a drug addict, and it was not a possible thing. But still, I can see how seductive and brainwashing that the system is. I see how it works and how it affects people. I don't think you're a bad person for being brainwashed by it, especially if you haven't been introduced to another thing. You weren't told you could think differently. You were supposed to think differently. You were allowed to think differently. Talking about KFC the other day. I want KFC. KFC's so good. Like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? KFC is butt ass. Day is going... Actually, it's going really well now, I have to say. Bennett over here brightened up my day. It's always interesting to hear, that people are affected by, how people are affected by, that some young kid 15 years old. Again, I don't know if it's real, but if it is real, it's really amazing. All right. Y'all gonna have to wait a second. I'll start handling my business. Ugh. What's up, my man? All right.
You found me okay?
Yep. Small box is the first, the one you initially want. I have another box if you want to take a look.
Okay, look.
All right, here, hang on a second. So this box has all kinds of nonsense. Sets. Here are 4 cards. Those are the newest cards. Here's Planet of the Apes is in here. Like there's a few different sets. Some of the foil cards. And then you have like the Austin Powers set is in here. Savage Dragons over here. There's just literally there's Beatles cards. There's all kinds of stuff.
Well, let me think about it.
This one I'll do for $350. It's the popular cards. Then like Magnum PI. These are all in like really nice shape. Power Rangers. I think Power Rangers are actually going to go up here soon. That generation of Power Rangers is going to be it's Batman. More Batman. And some of these are complete sets. Like this one. If you're interested, let me know. I'll bring it back out to you. I don't know how long you're in town.
We're Monday morning right now. So I do it for show.
Austin Powers. Oh, you going to car show?
I do that fantastic time.
I don't even know what that is.
More of a pop culture convention.
Alright, well, this would be the one you'd want. Alright. Good meeting you. See you soon. Let me know if you're interested.
Will do.
Talk to you soon. Okay. You forgot the 20 for gas.
What's that?
You forgot the 20 for the delivery.
Oh. Uh-oh. You didn't say that and I don't have it on me. Hold on. You run into it.
No problem. This guy trying to say he didn't know. He knew. He knew. Fat fucker. Fat fucker. She didn't say it because I said it. I told you it was May 20th. That guy's huge. Gross and smelly. Smoking cigarettes. And watching Captain Kangaroo. Now don't tell me I've nothing to do. Don't tell me I've nothing to do. It's good. Ugh. Smoking cigarettes and watching Captain Kangaroo. Now don't tell me I've nothing to do. Don't tell me I've nothing to do. That was good. That was a good fucking. You know what? You guys are gonna have to just wait. Sit tight for just a second. I'll be right back. Oh boy, that was great. Quick little couple $100. I'll take it. I'll take it. Hopefully this motherfucker wants this box too. Okay. If it isn't real, what do I say to my friend who's been working on a song for a year and a half? I bet he has. I bet you he has. I got a friend on a boat. I bet you do. I got me a friend. He was on a boat. I mean, you understand that if he's a military person and you're a civilian, yeah, lying to you is what they do. It's part of the thing. They lie. You're just a civilian. They have no loyalty to you. They have no obligation to tell you anything. No, it's nothing like truth. They have an obligation to the military, to the brainwashing. Like how many religious people, especially pastors and shit like that, how many of those people do you think have prayed about this, that, or the other? It hasn't come true. They know it's not true, and they still push it. Lots of people, man. I don't know why people are so, why are people so willing to believe that everybody just tells them the truth? Why do you think everybody tells you the truth? Think about how much you lie in your regular life. Everybody lies all the fucking time. How quickly, how easily, how naturally you lie about things. You know, you're at somebody's house and you don't want to hurt feelings, so you're like, oh, this is good, and you hate it, but you eat it anyway. You go to somebody's house and it fucking stinks to high hell. You don't say, oh, this fucking house stinks to high hell. You say, oh, I like your house, man, nice house. We lie all the time. We lie to ourselves, especially. And then think about, especially when it comes to, Jesus and gods and the religions and shit. You absolutely lie to yourself. Okay, I can understand the lying part of your argument. It's the truth. Military has one obligation, and it's to the military. It's not even to the United States, because, they're using the military against the citizens, which is supposed to be illegal. But Trumpstein likes to do what he does. Were you in the army? Fuck no, I wasn't. But why wouldn't humans be able to build a vehicle that travels in the sea? You tell me why they would be able to. You think about it. Okay, I hate talking about this, but my 200 plus pound body, okay, I'm a big dude. My 200 pound plus body is 70% water, so I'm told. A large portion of that weight is bone, is dense fucking bone. You throw bones in the water, bones will sink. Bones don't float. Bones sink down to the bottom. This 200-pound body will float on the top of the water with that much air. That's all I have to do. Take that much of a breath of air. As a matter of fact, this 200-pound body cannot sink to the bottom of the water to sit on the bottom of the fucking whatever water source I'm in without expelling the worth of air I have in my lungs. Wow. My lungs are only, about that big. That much air keeps this 200-pound body floating. and you think they have big giant metal tubes with the size of 80 school buses with pressurized air inside them, along with a bunch of bodies that have that air inside them, and you think that thing just goes up and down through the... You know how much pressure is underwater? No, you don't. If you've ever been in a deep pool, like you've ever gone to like a country club pool or whatever, and they have the 20 feet deep, or you go to like a diving pool and it's like especially deep, you barely can swim to the bottom of that without your head feeling like it's going to be crushed. That's 12, 15 feet down. Imagine how many millions of pounds of water is on a sub that's 300 meters below the surface. It's fucking silly, man. You know, how about the Ambi taken down by the military? The OVNI? I do what you're talking about. Picture quality looking much better than normal. It's because I'm not in that whatever thing is around my house. Whatever fucking censorship bubble they put on my house. Yeah, I'm not there. Now you can see how pretty I am. The submarines thing is such a... It's literally, it's no different than anything else. Especially if you're somebody that questions space travel, but you haven't decided to question submarines yet, what are you even thinking? Traveling through space and air would be a hell of a lot easier than traveling through water. It's trying to squish you from every direction. But I mean, it's just like literally everything else that I've looked into. Down to the idea that the first nuclear submarine was built by a Jew. He was a Jew who converted to Protestantism, which is, you know, that happens all the time, of course. But in 1952, they just decided they needed a nuclear submarine, and good old Rickover just figured out how to make a nuclear power plant fit inside of a submarine, along with a water desalination plant, along with all the rest of it. Just scaled it down to a submarine. Yep. I mean, it's fucking stupid. I guarantee you don't know anybody building submarines. There's always there's a guy on YouTube building a submarine right now. Yeah, let's see how well it works. Can't wait to see how well it works. I've been hearing that for 2+ years now about the guy that's building the submarine. Haven't heard anything though. UFO. They call them OVNIS. Never heard that before. OVNIs. There are no such things as UFOs. Like, not what you think they are. Because there's no space. UFOs, I'll concede to UFOs being a way for the people from the outside to visit with the people on the inside. Sure. But the idea of aliens traveling all through space and Star Wars and all that's fucking nonsense. It's so stupid. It really is. It's so stupid when you start to think about it. You think about what you've been shown and told and all that. It's ridiculous. It's the same thing on the air. There's pressure as well in the sky. Yeah, no, there's not. If anything, the higher up you go, the less pressure there is. Oh, that's what they say. They say that's why the space station can travel at 17,000, 18,000 miles per hour, and they can do a spacewalk and not feel it or notice it. Because the molecules are so far apart up there that it blah, 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 blah. It's so stupid. The submarine thing, though, is so much dumber. Like, it really is. Just look at the history of submarines. Do you guys know that the first submarine was invented in 1620? 1620. Apparently they had submarine capabilities. And the military didn't see the value in them at the time. The military, the leadership at the time didn't see the value in being able to travel underwater. And this thing could go, it could hold 16 passengers. It could travel underwater for 3 hours, as deep as like 14 or 24 feet or something like that. I can't remember offhand, sorry. And it wasn't considered useful, and it wasn't invented, it wasn't attempted again for another 100 years. And then, for the next almost 200 years, 150 years, every submarine attempt that was done failed. Failed. And then they just, I mean, do they have boats that can go mostly underwater? Yeah. Do they have boats that can travel under the surface of the water? Yeah, I believe that. I'll accept that. But that doesn't mean they have submarines that can stay underwater for 6 months at a time. And come on, it's dumb. It's dumb. How do they make air? Well, the way they say they make air is by running an electrical current through the desalinated water, because again, they have to desalinate the water. Run an electrical current through the water, which will separate the oxygen molecules from the hydrogen molecules. And you'll be left, and then you can just have like a vacuum that just sucks up the oxygen molecules. And then you're just left with a bunch of hydrogen, apparently. At the same time, if they create a vacuum and then they pump it with 1 part oxygen, 2 parts hydrogen, guess what? It doesn't make water. You know how you can tell everyone's arrogant? This is a really easy test for you. How many of you believe the JFK story? How many of you accept the official explanation that Oswald, working alone, got off three shots in 8 seconds, did this impossible marksman level shooting, hitting a moving target 200 meters, 500, whatever meters away, hit the moving target. Why did you have me go that way, asshole? One of the bullets was the magic bullet. The official story, the official story for JFK is that of a magic fucking bullet. And you believe that? Can you honestly say you believe that? You're like, yeah, magic bullets and shit. And the answer is no. No, you don't believe that. None of you believe that shit. How many of you actually believe the 9/11 narrative? None of you. None of you believe it. So when it comes to things, you'll just say, fuck yeah, the government's lying. The government says Oswald shot Kennedy, blah, 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 moving target, this, that, and the other, working by himself. Jack Ruby, blah, blah, Jacob Rubenstein killed him, no big deal, blah, 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 blah. You're willing to say that the government is lying to you about that, lying to us about that. You're saying you, in all of your infinite wisdom, you can tell when the government is lying and when they're telling the truth. You know, you're that guy. So when the government tells you to, believe Oswald shot Kennedy, you're like, no, that's stupid. When the government tells you to run out and take all your shot, go get your vaccine, go get your vaccine, go get your booster shot, your booster shot, your booster shot, your booster shot. What did you say? Did you say, okay? Did you say, fuck no, I'm not doing that? You're lying. If you didn't get your booster shot, you're saying the government is lying. When they say we've been to the moon, yeah, we went to the moon in 1969, 6 more times until 1976, and then we stopped doing it because we forgot how. We lost all the telemetry data. We lost all the information that proves how we went to the fucking moon. We lost the technology. We forgot how to do it. And you're like, yeah, that makes total sense. Why? What do you mean? Why don't you believe that? I believe that. I believe that we went there with 1969 technology. And here it is, 2025, and we still can't go back because we just forgot how. You guys believe that? You accept that? Have you seen clips of the errors when they... There's a movie called A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon that everyone should watch. And it's that. It's proof, it's footage of them faking the Earth in a distant shot. They're in low Earth orbit. And it shows them faking look at how the small Earth from far away. They covered up all the lighting, turned off the lights, and just focused on the round window, and that was the Earth in space shot. Turns out, according to them now, it takes 3 days of space travel to get to the moon. Well, they faked that footage on the second day. The next day, they were supposedly walking on the moon. Yikes. That was a bad accident. It's not possible that they could have the footage and then the next day in low orbit on day 2, and then the next day they're on the moon. It's just not possible. No matter how much you might want to believe it, it's just not possible. Do you guys remember the astronauts that were supposedly stuck in space this last year? What did they eat? Yeah, we don't talk about that. Yeah, they had fresh fruits and vegetables for the first 6 months. And then what did they eat? Oh, well, there was stuffs. There was foodstuffs for them to eat. Yeah. They just happened to have enough to last in this tiny space station. I mean, it's small. I know it's huge by your, giant thing flying. It's small. And it's full of shit. So where was this 9 months worth of storage containers they had? Food storage. But they again, why they couldn't send somebody up there to get them down or anything like that. And then eventually they do come down because suddenly there's a capsule now. Where was the capsule? Was the capsule towed up to space? Like, it's not really talked about. So then what? The capsule is magically attached to the station. They get inside of it, And then it's like the demon drop. It just lets go and it falls. The craziest part, the absolute craziest part of the story, and it's something nobody talks about. There's all sorts of videos on how, you know, the splashdown was fake and the waves were on a loop, and you know, there's so much about it, but nobody talks about this one part. Do you guys know that according to the narrative, it took 17 hours for the capsule to fall to the water? How is that possible? Do you understand what I just said? It took 17 hours for the capsule to fall to Earth. What sense does that make? 17 hours? Just think about that. Just think about what you have to believe the narrative. To be a good little goyim. To be a good little goyim, you have to believe it took the astronauts 17 hours to fall from the fucking space station. The capsule took 17 hours. There are other types of slip UPS. Last time I saw those types of videos was definitely before COVID, so I can't remember what type of slip-ups. Oh, slip-ups. Slip UPS. I'm stupid. It's so comical. It would be comical if it wasn't taken so seriously and so, you know, it wasn't a requirement for us to believe it, and it didn't cause so many fights, and it wasn't such a negative, because it ends up being such a negative. You know, the way we treat each other. It's amazing to me how angry the earth shape argument makes people. I just don't understand it. Especially all the people that claim to be Christian. All of those claim to be Christian people, they should absolutely be flat earthers. But it's so weird how it makes people mad. And they don't argue with you logically, or, you know. I mean, it's the same thing as Christian. It's the same thing with everything that we've been programmed with. There's this Western style of response that we all have. Everyone turns into a goofy Christian when they get challenged. They might not be a Christian, or we might not be talking about Christianity, but everyone turns into a goofy Christian. Well, I know something you don't know. I can't give you any answers. I have faith, and you know, I'm going to pretend to be some expert in some field that I've never studied. I know nothing about this shit. When it comes to the earth shape argument, you know nothing. You know nothing about the earth, anything like that. You want to be arrogant and be like, well, I've seen pictures on my TV. And it's like, yeah, I know, me too. I was literally raised by the same system you were. And I believed what you believed until I found more information. And unlike you, I'm not some asshole who just believes things because I'm supposed to or because I want to. I have to see it. I believe, you know, whatever puts forth the best argument, that's the thing I'm going to believe. If the Christian made the better argument, then I would believe the Christian. But that's never how it works. Yeah, I've seen that footage. Yep. It wouldn't take 17 hours from Earth orbit, would it? They lied. Would it? I mean, you know, there's really no way any of us can know, because we're not only are we don't know it, we're not allowed to know it. It's not like we could ever find ourselves in some sort of position where we could test this theory. No. But what does common sense tell you? It's only a certain amount of fucking feet, miles, whatever. There's terminal velocity, you know, and then think about it. So the capsule is falling, right? It's falling at free fall speed, I guess. How long does it fall before they open the parachute? Fuck out of whatever was inside of it. You're falling at terminal velocity, and then suddenly, the parachute opens. Can you imagine the whiplash, the head bang you would have? Like, even if you were strapped in, just your guts, your innards going up. Ugh. You're driving fast enough and you don't notice that you go over a small hill. That'll make your stomach jump. Imagine you're free falling in a giant capsule. It's been free falling. It's at terminal velocity. And then suddenly the chute opens. That would be brutal. Do you guys remember when we were kids and the astronauts would have to come home and they would have to be in the decompression. They would have to decompress for like weeks because they'd been in gravity and in space, so they had to be locked away in the decompression chambers. And remember that shit? Remember what they used to tell us? Nowadays, the astronaut falls from space and they just carry her. She couldn't walk. Her legs weren't used to walking, so they had to carry her. What? What about all the space? What about all the... It's just... It's just wild, man. It's wild. The shit. The utter shit. Like, the shit you have to believe to be the good boy. To be the good God-fearing Christian, the good whatever. Do you know how ridiculous it is that I cannot find a religious person who is willing to have a reasonable discussion with me? Who's willing to talk about what they believe and why they believe it? Do you know how just ridiculous that is, considering, like, you're the one that's right? You're the one that's... You've got the Bible and the thousands of years of history and you believe the thing you're supposed to believe. Everybody else believes it. It's not controversial. And yet it's virtually impossible. Impossible. I can't... There's no preacher. There's no pastor. There's no clergy of any sort. There's definitely no rabbi. All these years of me doing it, and not one of those religious higher-ups have heard about me and thought, maybe this guy would be a good guy to have on our team. So here, let me go sway him. Let me go change his mind because he's misguided. He doesn't understand correctly. Like, not one fucking person. It's mind-blowing. I remember that. I completely forgot about the deep compression chamber. What the fuck happened to that shit? Exactly. The closest we are allowed to space is writing mathematical equation. Well, how do you even know space is real? Flat Earth literally put people in a rage. I've never seen that before. Well, it's the same when it comes to Christianity. But it is weird. Flat Earth is definitely it does have its unique points. Like, it's weird. But it's one of those things that, you know, we live in this PC world, right? And in the PC world, you're not allowed to talk shit to people. Except if somebody believes the earth isn't round, we didn't go to the moon, or there's no Jesus, then you're allowed to just trash them. You're allowed to be as mean as you want to them. You don't have to have any sort of decorum. You can just talk whatever shit you can, and oh, you're just one of those dumb flat earth retards, and blah. Like, it's crazy how people are. And again, it's from this crazy arrogant perspective, like they know all about it. You know, they've spent hours researching things and watching shit. They just got done the other day reading a book about this. No, they don't know shit. Most people don't know shit about anything. You know? If I dropped you off in the woods somewhere and was like, all right, build me a cell phone network. Build me a smelting plant. Build me a fucking car. Build me a submarine. You couldn't do it. Recite your Bible. From what I've experienced, it's the Jesus, the no religious thing. I don't believe in God. The moon landing, the earth shape. Those three things in particular, it allows people to talk the shit they want to. Like, it's really weird. Those three things make people just assholes. People are allowed to be total assholes when it comes to those three things, and that's just it. I mean, that's you know, it's the strangest shit, man. And it happens so frequently. I mean, when it comes to Jesus, like, you would think people would want to talk about that shit. You know, like all the people in the store that'll be like, have a blessed day. You realize you're initiating a fucking religious discussion with me, right? Are you sure that's what you want to do? Why do you feel like it's okay for you to push your cult belief bullshit on me? But if I respond to you like I don't believe in that shit, you're going to give me attitude. Or like if you say to somebody at Christmas time, happy holidays, they'll be like, oh, Merry Christmas? Merry Christmas? Yeah, well, not everybody celebrates Christmas. Especially if you're in some sort of service industry. You better not be saying Merry Christmas to Jews. They get real upset about that shit. That'll fuck the already fucking small tip you're gonna get. That'll kill it even more. But it's like that with everything. You know? You want to see black people get madder than anything? Tell them you don't believe in slavery. You just go, wait, so you want to have been slaves? You want to have been 400 years of slaves? You want that? Wouldn't it be a better thing that wasn't actually the case? It's all just one big lie? Isn't that the better narrative? You think? People are fucking stupid, man. And at the end of the day, people only believe what they want to believe. It doesn't matter what you present them with. It doesn't matter what arguments they make. Like that Bennett kid. You know, he was a pretty big asshole earlier. Again, I don't know if he's telling the truth. He seemed sincere as much as you can read into sincerity in people's comments. But it came off as sincere. And it takes a big person to acknowledge being wrong, to apologize for their behavior. It's one thing to say I was wrong about something, whatever, but it's another thing to be able to apologize for your out-of-line behavior. That takes, for a 15-year-old kid to do that, that's something a lot of men can't do. But it's, you see it, like, it's interesting how in the time of the discussion, like Bennett comes in talking later, like, yeah, I was thinking about what you said and blah, 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 and a lot of it made sense and this, that, and the other. But at the time, it was like I was shooting at him and he had his defenses up and he just couldn't take those defenses down. And that's that piece of the puzzle we need to see him figure out how to get past. Why are people so personally defensive and upset and challenged by these sort of discussions? It turns people into just really awful people that they aren't normally in regular life. But for some reason, everybody just gets ultra aggressive and totally unreasonable, and it's like their thought process stops. It's really strange. That's why everybody's driving like dumbasses. There's a cop. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is everybody driving so slow? You don't have to be a Jewish Jew. Be a Zionist. Just like Hillary Clinton. They're both on the AIPAC list. See this in the grass. Netanyahu is this small church, and Itmar Ben Gvir can kiss my ass. There are so many Jews controlling Hollywood, so it's no wonder actors say that all that fame's not really good. Wait till you hear the newest one. Oh, the newest one is going to ruffle fucking feathers. The newest one is going to be... It's really good. It's really good. Bet you can't guess what it's about. Charlie. Charlie. Charles kicked its ass, though. I mean, I don't sit here and pat myself on the back all the time, but I wrote the shit out of that song and delivered it like a fucking amazing. The delivery is amazing. But Charles really made it. Like, Charles took it. Charles did it. And Charles is just so good. He's just so good at what he does. Everyone and their mama car knows there's who's dropping bombacas. This should ring all lamacas like Moyles and Brit Malonica. Come on, turn here. Turn here, Ben Gvir. No. Takara. It says Takara. Takara. I'm assuming it's Takara. And I'm assuming you're a black chick. Howdy. Although I have a cousin named Michaela and a cousin named Kalina, and they're both white as snow white. Snow white. I always thought it was strange, like, you, my aunt's racist. Why is she naming her kids black names? Guy Williams, not a Jew, but guess who is? Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Maxwell, number 2, fake death. Am I the only one left watching at the moment? Yeah, maybe. It says I have 2 watchers and 6 likes. My real name is Brooke. I'm Swedish, French, Scottish, strong Viking heritage. Damn! Well, if you're hot, then you're really hot. If you're not, well, you're still probably kind of hot. Unless you're, like, huge. Then, you know, nothing wrong with that. Sorry, guys, I got a fake hurt. I got a fake being hurt with my fake injury. So don't mind me while I'm faking being hurt for a minute. I'm 6 foot and yes, modeled for decades, and that's why I'm superficial. I need a hot chick to be in one of my videos. You want to do a music video? You'll be in total charge. Like, it's nothing upsetting or nothing, you know, uncomfortable or anything. But I want to take advantage of superficial bullshit. And if I can get somebody to pay attention to one of our songs because it's a hot chick, and then subsequently they hear the words, well, then it works out, doesn't it? Well, I'm proud of my Afro-Caribbean heritage from Grenada. You shouldn't be proud of it. There's nothing to be proud of. Your parents had sex. Who gives a fuck? Save your pride for shit you do. Like, the only reason, like, the whole pride thing exists is because white people, fed by Jews, did everything they could to try to make black people feel inferior. And that their heritage wasn't very good. But, you know, save your shit, man. Save your pride for shit you do. Only if it goes against the beast system, and yeah, I could probably gain you some views, sadly, because humans are dead. Fucking A, man, reach out, please. Why don't you do this? Go check out the music, www.the-bilderberg. I'm pretty sure the link is in the description. If it's not in this video's description, then it will be after the fact, and or it's in the previous video's description. But why don't you go listen to our shit? And if you like what we do, and you think we go against the beast system enough, then reach out. Best way to get a hold of us is through the website anyway. So we got a bunch of new songs coming out. We absolutely need the hot chick video. People are getting sick of looking at my dumb ass. You're about to, though. You're about to see my dumb ass in the newest video. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm probably gonna record it tomorrow. I've seen enough of your videos to know you align with me. I'll give it a listen and DM you. Okay, sounds great. Sounds great. free to listen to, free to download. Everything's free. Because, you know, I'm actually Jewish. Yeah, right. That should be the ultimate giveaway that I'm not really Jewish and that we give away our music. Fuck! Man, I can't do these long car rides anymore. This used to be my refuge. This used to be my escape. I get to go ride in the car for a little bit, but now it's fucking killing me. Damn it, I hate this shit so much. If I could go, like, make my family's life better by being able to work, like, I would absolutely do it in a heartbeat. Being hurt sucks. I can't say it's been all bad. I've gotten to be more of a father to my children than I would have been otherwise. But I can't make their lives better. So, yeah, no, I hate it. If you were a Jew, nothing would be for free, huh? That's, but isn't it funny how, like, even that is a stereotype. It's not a bad stereotype. Being cheap is not, I'm cheap as fuck. You know, if I pay for it, like if we're at a restaurant and I pay for it, you better believe I'm eating that shit. I paid for it. You know? It's funny how they've tricked us into saying, like, that, you know, when you compare slurs, when you compare the slurs against black people, the slurs against Chinese and all that, and then you compare it to the Jews, because they have all the money, the power, and the control. Like, that's not a slur in any fucking way whatsoever. That's a compliment. That 0.183% of the population, that such a small, inferior, disgusting, troll-like population could be in control of all of us. Like, that's insane. The censoring is wild lately. You said you were getting into the thousands. I mean, seriously, go look at my previous videos and go look at the difference that the numbers are from the. It's either the day before Charlie got shot or the day Charlie got shot. Since Charlie got shot, I've only surpassed 2,000 one time. And over 1,000, like maybe 3 times. Considering 1,000 views used to be like a low video, to now be stuck where I am with this bullshit it's fucking stupid. But it's obvious. It is what it is. Like, it's obvious. How does somebody suddenly just drop in views by a few thousand? Especially considering what I talk about, and then the shooting happens. My video should have blown up. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I told you this was gonna happen. I told you I have a feeling something's gonna happen here soon. I think it's gonna be some sort of shooting. Do you guys remember me saying that to you? There's gonna be some sort of shooting that, like, you know, brings the people together but divides them, brings, you know, separate, you know, brings the white people together, but, you know. Do you guys not remember me telling you this? Maybe a month ago? Maybe less? It's not even worth going to restaurants in the UK. So overpriced, everything here. It's the same thing here. Was so evil to my mom and my brother, head of psychology at a accredited university in Canada, and he ran a freaking prison. They're evil. Yeah, I know. The whole thing is fucked up. Anyway, well, I don't know. I'm signing off right now, although I'm not signing off, but I'm gonna do, just everybody go check out the links to in the description, especially the Israel Hayom article, Bottom of Darkness. That is the most important article ever written. Just like Hollywoodism is the most important film ever made. Understand, I provide you with receipts for everything. All the shit I talk about, I provide you with receipts. Am I supposed to... I'm supposed to go over here. Oh, everybody's all dressed up. Looking sharp, looking sharp. Yeah, I'm gonna bounce. In my previous message, silly they shadow banning him huge. Yeah, of course. But I'm the guy that's been talking about Jews all this. Like, I'm the guy that's been proven right. I'm the guy that's been proven right more than anybody else has. Because I was the guy that was attacked more than anyone else. And I've been validated immensely. Like, it's just insane. Anyway, I gotta go. Yeah. Go get a job, dickader. You guys have a great day. I'm picking up my kids, so I don't do the driving in the car with the kid thing. You know how it is. Back in the day when people said it was a conspiracy theory. They always do. That's what we're told to do. Anyway, go check out the links in the description. Free download. Hollywoodism. Israel Hayom, Bottom of Darkness. All the different, the Team Jorge article, the act.il article, all of it. Go check it all out. And then come back and tell me what I'm wrong about. See you tomorrow. Tell me what I'm wrong about tomorrow. You guys have yourself a fantastic night. And more than anything, most important thing I ever say is you pedophiles fucking kill yourself.